What's up, everybody? What's up, MGTOW? So in this video, we're going to be looking at principles and pragmatism. Now, notice I did say principles and pragmatism as opposed to principles versus pragmatism, because we're going to see if we can synthesize these two ideas together. Now, a lot of people say that they're opposing ideas, but realistically, you need both principles and pragmatism to exist in the world. Now, a lot of people will say that they don't have principles, but that's kind of a ridiculous statement from a philosophical point of view because everyone has principles. The people that get me the most, which I find very amusing, are the people that say, I don't have principles, but the first thing you do to solve every problem is X. Even if your principle is to throw away all principles, that in and of itself is a principle. So there's no way to escape having principles. And similarly, people that are moral absolutists, they wouldn't be able to get anything accomplished if they never utilize some type of pragmatic thought or pragmatic activities in the world. If they're just purely absolute, following their morals no matter what, don't kill a fly, don't kill an ant, I mean, your house is going to get infested. So the way I like to look at it is as if your principles are a map and your pragmatism is like a utility pack, your gear, whatever you need to get your task accomplished. Because we can see it's very easy in this analogy to see how you need both. Because if you have a map, but you don't have any utilities, any skills, any technical know-how, the first time you run into any type of obstacle that's not on the map, you're screwed. And alternatively, if you just have pragmatism and you've got an intense array of skills and utilities and tools and things at your disposal, but you have no goal, no aim, nowhere to go to, you're just going to end up walking around in the wilderness, climbing up rocks, and you can chop down a tree and you can whittle something into a fork and you can do this and you can do that. But at the end of the day, it's all pointless because you're not going anywhere. You're not doing anything. You're just merely surviving for the goal of surviving. So to have a map and also have the skills to overcome obstacles on your path to your goal seems to be the best way to set it up. And now a lot of people will argue that principles are abstract, but if we look at what a principle is more fully, it's an objective. And per the definition of an objective or a goal, it is objective. It is something that is objective that you're trying to reach. So the morals themselves might be abstract, but those morals form objectives. Like, so let's say, for instance, if I came to you and said, hey, I've got a ton of research and I've got all these stats and graphs, and I can show you that how you can save 100% on rent or on your mortgage or house payments or whatever. I can show you, I can give you a great way to save 100% on any house payments that you have to make. And you say, oh, well, yeah, that sounds interesting. And I would say, yeah, it's real easy. Just don't live in a house and then you'll have zero house payments, right? That's pragmatic, right? It's very pragmatic. If you want to get rid of your house payments, just move out of your house. That's the obvious, most pragmatic answer to reducing your house payments, correct? But most people have a goal to live in a house. So therefore, it kind of invalidates the most pragmatic way to reduce your house payments by 100%. So you see what I'm saying? So like you can transfer this over to the abortion argument. So if someone's goal or objective or principle is to not kill other humans, and especially infant babies while they're still in the womb, if that's their goal, calling them an idiot because they don't accept your statistics showing that, well, we could reduce crime and we can reduce poverty by killing these babies, it's completely antithetical to their goal or their objective. So just like I'm saying to you, you can reduce your house payments by 100% if you just move out of your house, because that's the most pragmatic thing to do. But since your goal in and of itself is to live in a house, therefore, the most pragmatic, the most obvious way to get rid of that problem is off the table, because your goal is to live in a house. So you can say that people that are against abortion are idiots, or you could just say that they have an objective goal to not kill babies, and therefore killing babies is completely antithetical to their goal. Now, on the other side of that, where you have people that just have way too much principles to the point where it's actually harming people that are living for no reason, then you need to reanalyze your principles if your principles are harming other people. Like, for example, there's an old Buddhist story about a woman who, climbs up to this Buddhist temple, and she climbs up the 2,000 stairs to get there, and the Buddhist monks aren't allowed to touch women. So she gets up to the top of the stairs, and she passes out, and she just drops to the floor. And the three monks are looking at each other, and they're going, "Oh my God, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do?" And finally, one of the monks just looks at the other two, picks the woman up, and carries her down the stairs to the hospital. So it's like sometimes you've got to break your principles to achieve your goal. If your goal is to help people and not touching someone isn't helping them and touching them is helping them, then that's probably a good instance to go against your principles. So just giving those quick examples and kind of showing that, you need a map, and you also need some type of utilities or skills or techniques to overpass obstacles that are on your path to reaching your goal or your objective, whatever it is. So to say that people with principles are stupid, or to say people that are pragmatic are evil, it's really a dichotomy that needs to be synthesized, because in actuality, you need both. And everybody has principles, and everybody is pragmatic at times. So it's more of a finding the balance of when to look at the map and when to pull out your utility pack. And, if something is directly going against your objective, like for instance, in the case of you wanting to live in a house and also wanting to reduce your house payments, there's a fine line there where you have to make a decision, a rational decision. Well, how important it is to me to reduce my house payments versus how important is it to me to live in a house? And so to say that people who have principles are stupid is in itself stupid. And again, to say that people that are wholly pragmatic are evil, they don't have any objectives. So whatever they do, it doesn't really matter, because it's not leading on a continuum to another thing. So that's really all I wanted to say on that topic. So other than that, have a good day and go MGTOW.